What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another new comic book haul day and miscellaneous other items. Before we get diving into all the goodies that I got picked up today, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop, you will be one of the first people to know. And then you can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it then or later. So let's dive into it. So I did get some goodies in the mail yesterday from various people, and I'm going to shout them out if I remember their names. And what's going on? Agoo Rhythm is up in the house. So we're going to do that, and then we'll get into the new comic book day stuff that I got. It is Tuesday when I'm filming this, or if you're watching this on the live, that's obvious, right? What's going on? Burt Family 54. Flash by Night, Ben Compton, William Smallwood. Thank you all for joining me today. So today is New Comic Book Day for DC, as Marvel reminded us with a bunch of ugly colors a few months ago. So based on the work schedule and the way it goes and stuff like that, I was just the last couple of weeks been able to go to my LCS on Tuesday. So I get to pick up my DC books and then the Marvels from the last week. So just what it is. But I also got some goodies in the mail yesterday. Some Star Wars stuff. So Star Wars episode number 1. This is the Obi-Wan Kenobi photo variant. I picked these up from Amy and Kevin Cleaver. And so you'll probably recognize the name if you're in any of the YouTube auctions that go around. They have been selling more here lately on various auctions. I think they're on the Symbiote show on Barbarian Kung Fu's channel. I think they sell on Thunder God's channel on Thursday, which is something that I sell on. They also hit the auctions up here and there. But I was able to pick up these Star Wars books for $4 a book. Okay, $4 a book. That's with shipping. Now, think about this. Then we got the Qui-Gon painted cover. And then we got the Qui-Gon photo cover. We got the Anakin photo cover. And the Padme photo cover. And then Padme and Royal Robes photo cover. What's up, David Ewan? Thanks for joining today. And then the Queen Amidala cover. Then we got a little Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon action, photo action on the cover there. Like the movie pose or whatever. Another Anakin cover, Slim Comics. Thanks for joining today. Just showing off some books that I got yesterday from some auction wins, as well as the pickups from the comic book shop today. Superior Hero Reviews. Thanks for joining. Now, if you know anything about the Star Wars books, these two next ones are the bigger of this lot of books from Amy and Kevin Cleaver. And that's this one right here. That's the first photo cover appearance of Darth Maul, I believe. And then also this one right here. And so this one's a little bit more than what this one is, but certainly worth the price of admission when I was only paying $4 a pop for these Star Wars, and that included shipping. So another Anakin pod racing cover there. So shout out to the Cleavers who've been selling some of their books. I don't know what they're thinning the herd or got something in mind or what the deal is, but this was also the other book that they got. So at the last minute, $1. This is the second or third appearance of Sabretooth. I couldn't believe that this was even up there on the board for $1 or $2. I'm like, okay, snap that one right up. So they threw it in my box. It's on a different auction, so they managed to slide that one in there before they mailed out the Star Wars ones. So I got these from Peter Parker Comics, who sells on Barbarian Kung Fu's channel. He sells some on IG as well. And this is the Dark Knight's Rising Wild Hunt, the foil cover from Dark Knight's Metal, not to be confused with Death Metal. Then we've got Tomb of Dracula 41. Don't you want to do what Dracula's doing right here, chasing off those trick-or-treaters, coming over there and begging you for candy, won't go away. You know, you're trying to have a little peaceful, quiet time on a Halloween night, and here they come. Please give me some candy. Please give me some candy. And then get out of here. Oh! You know, if Dracula. Also, X-Men Blue, which is an homage to Uncanny X-Men 50, I believe. Classic Steranko cover. And then X-Men Black, the J. Scott Campbell cover. It'll do, right? I haven't seen you on one of my chats since you won that book. I don't even remember which one it was, but you won one of my giveaways. Let's see. Love Wild Hunt. Red Death's Redemption. Okay, cool. And but yeah, so this J. Scott Campbell cover. Bad thing about it was I said, hey, I'll buy this, and then like I picked it up for even cheaper on a hunt I was on, but I'd already committed to buy it. So Usaki Yojimbo, #1 from the IDW run. So I picked this up for I think $2. He already had a box with me, so I said we will snatch her up. Been picking up the Usaki Jimbos, you know, here and there if they're on the cheap. Then I got X of Swords Creation #1. This is the Mark Brooks cover. Metaphorical was actually selling something. Typically, he does not sell anything. Normally, he just has his various sellers on his channel. And so he had this one up there with a couple of other books that I'm going to show you. And I love some Mark Brooks covers. And so I picked this up from him. And for what I was able to get the auction for, even with shipping, basically I got a free book. One of them was the Immortal She-Hulk Timeless variant by Alex Ross. Love me some Alex Ross. I haven't been picking up all the Timeless variants. It's just one of these variant holes I'm trying to get out of here. And but I like this one. I'm going to try to pick up the Jean Grey one. There's some of the ones I'm going to try to pick up, not all of them. I know some people are trying to put a whole set together. So there you go. So got that from 3 different sellers yesterday, and this is what I picked up in the mail at my LCS. Let's start with the Marvel books from last week. Of course, you have to have a giant size X-Men #1. This is the cheaper way to have it, right? This is just essentially a retelling of the same story that's in Giant Size X-Men 1. Art's a little different. Of course, it covers by Adi Grunov, so cool cover. Got it for the homage alone. And so there you go. I had so talking about Giant Size X-Men #1, as some of you might know, I do have a Giant Size X-Men 1. It was a 3.5. It's signed by Herb Trimpe. Now, I'm a purist when it comes to signatures. If I'm going to get a signature on something, I want to get it with somebody that actually had something to do with the comic that they signed. You know, a lot of people got Stan Lee to sign various things he had absolutely nothing to do with. And look, it's theirs, teach their own, quote your way, right? Two brothers. But anyway, I bought it. It was a CGC comic, and so I knew that in order to maintain that yellow label with CGC, I was going to have to send it to them after the first and last. You know, if a dog bites you once, it's a bad dog. If a dog bites you twice, it's shame on you. Same dog that is, right? So I'm not sending anything to CGC to get pressed. So I sent it to Eric, the presser. Let's see, comic_presser. Burt Family Comics, Burt Nasty, whatever he likes to brand himself, has a discount code. Be sure to use that because you save on, let's say, free shipping or 10% off, something to that effect. So I used his code and sent it out there and communicated back and forth. My books have now left the presser and have gone to CGC. I had some books that were going to CGC, and I had some books going to CBCS. The ones going to CBCS were the Giant Size X-Men, because I wanted to get a yellow label. And like I said, in order to maintain it, I couldn't send it back to CGC unless they did the pressing themselves. So I sent it to him. He sent me some pics. He posted it on his IG. So if you haven't seen those, check those out. You'll see what I'm talking about. But amazing work. I'm really expecting a whole grade bump or a grade bump and a half. So cross our fingers there. But that's going out to CBCS. Also had a Batman, forget the number, but it's the first Red Hood, and it had Matt Wagner remark on it that I bought from Cat 60 Designs, which sells on Metaphoricals auctions. And so I bought that from him, and he worked some good stuff on that, and it's going to CBCS to get verified as well. And it seems like there's one more that I needed verified. That's why it was going to there as opposed to CGC. My Turtles #1 third print is now on its way to CGC, and it was like Giant Size X-Men 1 in need of a great press. You know, I guess if you don't do the pressing, sometimes you can look at stuff and go, oh, well, you know, that's nothing. Or don't even see the creases until it's compared after it's been pressed. And that was some of the case with some of the books that I sent off. I also sent off a Strike Force #1 to him that I got from Jay Blitz. Boy, I'm doing a lot of shout outs today, huh? But I got it from him, and it came in the package damaged. No reflection on him. That he took care of that for me, but it was a dent in the upper corner. I said, there's no way that's going to get out. And it looks, I mean, like it's not even there, like it never was. Kind of like Surf Pro, right? So anyhow, so yeah, Eric underscore, or let's see, comic score presser, or go to Burt 54, and he is one of his sponsors. And so you can get a discount code with him if you don't already have a presser. I know there's a lot of pressers that are in the community, and those good pressers stay very busy. So, you know, you just got to have different avenues, as it were, especially if you're trying to get stuff done in a certain timeline or whatever. So just decided to try him out this time, and looks like it works. I'm crossing my fingers that CGC and CBCS are going to be favorable and let the let the love of the comic book shine upon them, so that I get good grades for them. Then we also got Transformers Terminator #4. Now, I forgot that I had told my LCS to get this book. And so I was at a shop last week, and I picked this up from them. Luckily, I got a different cover than this one. I was kind of torn between this cover and the other one. And luckily, I got the other one because he held this one. So I was like, well, again, it's kind of like what I was saying about Parker. I had already told him that I was going to buy it. I'm not going to turn around and say, well, yeah, I know I told you that, but, you know, forget what I said. I want to get it somewhere else cheaper. So, you know, it's just on me. So as far as today's comics, might be a little bit light. I'm not sure how DC was overall. So when I went to the LCS today, the guy that is normally there and normally services me was not there. So they had what was in my pull box, but he didn't have the rest of the DC books on the wall yet, because I went kind of early relatively to when they opened. So they weren't out there on the wall yet. And so the other guy didn't know where the DC books were. So these were the ones that were on my pull. Deceased Dead Planet. So I don't know if anybody's reading this or who all's reading this, but this is a particularly good read. So since this came out today, this is a spoiler-free review. Still going good. Now it's this is #4 of 7. So they're going to be wrapping this up, you know, in 3 more issues. And so I think it's paced well. You know, sometimes when you have these miniseries, the good thing about the miniseries is that they don't drag stuff on, i.e. like a Tom King dream sequence. But, you know, the good thing about that is just that it keeps succinct and to the point mainly. The bad thing about a miniseries sometimes is that they're not paced well. And so you have like this build up, like you're trying to build up all these characters and everything. And then you get right down to the end and it goes, boom. Oh, wow, it's done. I was kind of expecting more because the buildup was such as, okay, this is going to be a 24-part miniseries. It's almost as if like the writer was kind of hoping that they would say, hey, we're going to make it last longer, and go ahead and we're going to do a couple more issues because the sales have been good. And then DC comes in and says, oh, no, we're not going to do that. I tell you one that was like that for me, and that's Donny Cates. You know, I like me some Guy Country. I like Thor, but I have not got on the Venom train like everybody else. But and this is not really reflective all on him, because it could be Marvel coming in there saying, hey, cut this, cut that, get this out of here. So it just seems like his stories are not paced really well. It's like Black Winter, like the build up, like, man, this is going to be so awesome. And I know he's not gone, but you know, Thor comes in there, bim, bam, boom, he kills Galactus, and you know, has his head there in Asgard, and Black Winter's gone. Wow, that was quick. Again, I know he's not gone, but I felt like it would be a bigger fight, like it would be a draw, or you know, Black Winter would kick Thor's butt and send him back with his tail between his legs, and then later on he would gather up an army and they'd come back and fight him. Absolute Carnage for me was the same way. Huge build up, only to end the way it did. And so, you know, it's just my opinion, one man's personal opinion. Captain Comics, horror, what's going on, matey? So yeah, Deceased Dead Planet's pretty good. And I tell you what, I don't know. There's several things that are coming out this week on the Marvel side. Marauders and the whole Ten of Swords thing is going on now. As you know, I'm an X-Men fan. I'm really hoping that this really spikes the activity and the excitement back around the X titles that have been waning over the last several months. But I don't know what they could put in there that would top this right here. Batman 100. Recommend it. If you haven't got on it, I don't know where you're at. Of course, you might have asked me the same thing about the Venom, not being on Venom yet. But what Tie-In's doing with Batman, been great. It was kind of a slow burn last couple issues, but it was still paced well overall. And I mean, it really built up to a lot of cool sequences in this deal. You had the whole Batman Joker fight right there to the end. You had the other guys playing into it. This is not a spoiler because it's out there everywhere, but it looks like Batgirl is going back to being Oracle. And so she comes in as Oracle. She's, you know, routing everybody. So it felt like some old Batman stuff. And punchline, well, I won't expose the punchline, right? Or tell you the punchline. Let you find out for yourself when you read it. But you'll find out what happens there. Harley makes Batman make a decision. And he makes the one you would assume that he did, although you were surprised that he kind of forced his hand. But boy, I'm being very vague, right? Because I'm not trying to be free of spoilers here. But then there at the end, you find out that you know, there is somebody did not die. So and everybody knew that wasn't going to happen. And then there's a sequence in a bar later with that same somebody, and that same somebody talks with this other guy, kind of throws the police off of his trail, and sets up what's going to happen next, which was alluded to in the Joker's War one shot that came out last week. If you didn't get that one, check that one out. But there were some. If you read that, which came out a week before this, and which you know that, you know, you're not going to kill off the Joker. Spoiler alert, you're not going to kill off the Joker. So there you go. So you knew that wasn't going to happen. And then, of course, with Joker Warzone coming out last week and the interaction, the story with Joker and Bane, you knew he wasn't going to die. I mean, they didn't even make no pretense. Batman didn't even make no pretense in the end that he was dead. You know, he got away. Okay. But Batman does meet Clown Hunter and has an interchange with him. So and you find out his identity. Of course, Batman knew it, right? And that was pretty cool. So I got the A cover. I got the B cover. So Matina's still killing it on these. Check out the fish, the Joker fish. So thought that was pretty cool. And I was the last several times, because he knows I want to get it, and I spend a lot of money at my LCS every week. He's been hooking me up with these ratio variants at cover price. So $7.99 is what I paid for it, well, minus my discount. So I was kind of worried because the normal guy wasn't there. So I was worried that the other guy was going to say, "Hey, that's a ratio variant, and we should be charging so much money because these other ratio variants we put on the wall are this much money." But he did not. I guess he assumed. That hey, there's no price sticker on here. That it was going to be cover price. Because the other ones, they generally charge $25. They started putting them on the wall after I told him that he was missing out. Finally listened to me, and I'm sure it wasn't just me. I'm sure it was other people too. But yeah. So this is the Batman costume. This is in a kind of a dream sequence earlier, a few issues ago. It was a few issues ago, and kind of wondered what's going on. It's kind of like a Batwing armor. But this is the armor that Alfred wanted Bruce to take on and, kind of quit being Batman, whatever. Joker steals it. You saw that if you read Batman 99, that Joker stole it. Joker kind of rubs that in Batman's face during the whole fight sequence. And so yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, it is to hook up. Like you said, he said, look, you spent a bunch of money with me. I know you're putting it in the PC. You're not turning around trying to flip it. So there you go. And that's why he was willing to do that. It's no harm on him. He didn't order any extra for him to get it. And of course, in fairness, he is not the owner. Now, if he was the owner might feel differently. Look, these owners have got to try to make up for all these other comics that don't sell, especially if you're ordering multiple ones to get multiple ones of these. I don't think that they even order. I don't even know that they order 50 Batman. By the time I usually get there on Wednesdays, which DC books come out on Tuesdays, by the time I get there on Wednesday, normally the Batman are already gone. So if the right cover, which I've been getting all or both of the covers for Batman lately. If I wasn't, I would be stuck with the one that he put in my box because generally they're already gone by then. Unless I said something about it, he might go through other people's boxes, which he randomly put in there. Maybe somebody that didn't specifically ask for a cover, he would switch them out with whoever else is in the box just for me. But so yeah, he probably feel a little bit different about it if he was the owner. But he, for whatever reason, is not very motivated. Like I've said before, I've tried to encourage him to do Instagram sales, YouTube sales, and the like that other shops have gone to try to make up for slagging sales or during the COVID, thing where, you couldn't get out and open up stuff. You could still, do stuff online. He really wasn't even interested in that. And I'm like, whatever you're going to do. So there you go. Kind of short and sweet. It was a small haul, but it's some big books. Be sure to check out Batman 100. If you're not already, definitely a good read. Deceased Dead Planet is a good read too. So there you go. Well, before you leave, though, be sure to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, the bell notification, so that when videos like this drop. Be sure to share the channel because we're at 584 or 484. 484. So pretty close to hitting that 500 mark, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. And then, of course, at the 600 mark, I've already announced that we're going to be giving away the New Mutants 98 9.4 CGC slab with the Deadpool pop. So the sooner we get there, the sooner we can win that. So what are you waiting for? Help me out. Well, hopefully everybody is doing well on this newish comic book day, at least for some people. And hopefully everybody's getting caught up on some good books. And if you don't make it out to the comic book shop today, maybe you will tomorrow. pick up some good books then. But stay safe out there. And until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.